Hey, this is Doug, your realtor here in Utah. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes and just talk through predictions for 2024 when it comes to the real estate market. What are we looking at? Where's it going? What's going to happen? I base this off of, I'm going to tell you just kind of my gut feel from being in the market, day in and day out, talking to mortgage industry people, talking to sellers and buyers, and just those types of things. So let's walk through and talk through a few of these things that I think is going to happen in 2024. You can disagree, and like I said, there's no scientific to it. There's no research, but let's talk through a little bit of it. So the first thing I think is, with an election happening in November of this year, the election is going to impact in a couple of different ways. I think that Washington, D.C. itself, and that's red, blue, purple, green, whatever they are in Washington, D.C., they're going to want to get reelected. And the only way they can get reelected is if the economy is moving. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a steady, really slow decrease in the interest rate. We're going to see somehow magically gas prices will start to slowly drop. We're going to see food prices maybe impacted a little bit by summer, because they're counting on all of us not having a long-term memory. And therefore they can say, well, look, the economy is great. We fixed it, but whatever. So anyway, from the housing market, sorry, I got on my soapbox there for a minute. Anyway, from the real estate side of things, so we'll see right now rates are in the high sixes, just under 7. So I would think that those rates are going to drop a little bit. I suspect them in the lower 5s by kind of this summer. That's what my gut tells me. If you're waiting for a 2% interest rate or a 3% interest rate, you're going to wait a long time. In my humble but correct opinion, that's just not going to happen. So anyway, you can continue to wait, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So if you really want to get into the market, it's not a bad time, and you can always refinance and if the interest rates go down. So really lots of solutions there. The second thing that I kind of have a feel for right now is I feel like we're kind of sitting on a bubble. There's a lot of talk, a lot of people right now, Christmas time, as you can see, that are talking about getting into the market. I need to sell my house. I want to buy a house. I need to buy an investment property. I need to sell an investment property. All those types of things. But they're all kind of, there's a lot of talk, but you're not seeing a ton of movement. And I think that relates to the first topic as far as interest rates. People are kind of waiting to see what happens there. But to me, I think with that early spring, I think you're going to see kind of a little bit of a decrease in interest rates that first part of, in January when the Fed meets. And we're going to see kind of a rush, a bubble rush into the real estate market. What does that mean? Well, right now, and there's a lot of buyers sitting on the sideline because Uncle Bob, Aunt Nellie, whatever, has told them the interest rates will come back to 2. Don't worry, just wait. You can get in, blah, 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 blah. Not going to happen at that 2%. Not going to happen at 3. Those are just not going to come back for quite a while, again, in my opinion. But so with that, what's going to happen is when we have kind of a early rush of buyers into the real estate market, that's going to cause prices to start to go up because there aren't enough houses on the market right now. So you don't have the supply and demand equal. You're going to have more demand than you have supply, which causes the prices to increase. Basic economic class. I know, anyway, my teachers would be proud that I remembered all that stuff, but there you go. Anyway, so with that early rush, that's going to cause prices to start to increase slightly over the next little bit until we can balance that supply and demand. So you got to watch that. If you're wanting to get in, and get, buy something, I would really recommend doing it the first couple of months of 2024 versus waiting, because we get lower interest rates are going to cause a rush. More people looking to buy houses. We may be back to kind of the craziness of a couple of years ago. Just, again, my thought, my opinion, what my gut's kind of telling me with what I see. And then with all of that stuff, and those two things, to me, I still see new construction being a good source. They do a good job. It's a great way to really kind of get in and get a new home, get started. Even with an HOA, then you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, doing those types of things. So new construction, I think, is going to remain solid in 2024 and will help alleviate some of the market. And we've got some different things happening throughout the county. Salem has got a lot of building going on right now. There's more building in the South County. You've got Utah City going up in Vineyard. You just got building going all over the place. And we'll continue to see that building and the growth. So quick, down and dirty, interest rates are going to slide just a little bit. We're going to see an early spring selling bubble, which is going to increase the prices just a little bit on the housing market. And the new construction going to be a good, solid investment moving forward in 2024. So those are just three things that I think are going to happen in 2024. Agree or disagree? That's fine. But that's what my gut's telling me. So we'll come back in a little bit and review and see how accurate it is. All right. Have a great 2024.